Ben Shapiro still with me, so we've got to get to them. Harry and Meghan, unfortunately. Let's take a little look at South Park, just because it makes me howl with laughter every time I look at it.
It has been several months now since our beloved Queen has died. Our Canadians are finding it hard to go on. All Canadians, that is, except for our first guest, the Prince and his wife. We want privacy! We want privacy! Thanks for having us on the show.
In a way, these two absolutely personify woke culture, don't they? The entitlement, the virtue signalling, the hypocrisy, all of it is encapsulated in these two.
And the untouchability.
Right.
I mean, you found out, right? If you say something that crosses them and you hurt their feelings, then they're very upset.
And they believe they have a right to get people removed from their jobs if they don't agree with everything they're saying.
Well, I will say,
even if they're lying.
I think the public reaction to them is so heartening because they really are quite terrible. I mean, I'm watching this as an American. I have no dog in this particular fight, but I got to say, they're just the worst. I mean, I actually read Prince Harry's awful memoir, and the number of things that are obviously not true, and the absolute self-delusion and arrogant self-delusion with which he addresses these things.
And the amount of intrusion into his own family's life, quoting family members from funerals and stuff, far more intrusive than anything any tabloids
He wants
ever
privacy, but he has very specific memories of using particular facial cream on, I didn't know the word, I mean, I'm American. We don't use the word todger in my country, so I have no idea what, I mean, now I know, but, you know, you learn something every day.
What happens to them now? I mean, they've done all this stuff, Netflix, but it's all, basically, their entire value is predicated on trashing the family and the monarchy. That's a diminishing returns, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a next step here. I mean, once you actually destroy your source of value, which is the inside view of the monarchy, and you've already spilled that, well, what else is there to do other than stand outside and just shout a lot and then, as South Park implies, seek
Americans,
privacy?
I mean, is there any love for them here or not?
I mean, I can't. I'm searching for it.
Is it now ridicule? Because
yeah, I think it's all ridicule at this point.
I want to talk about Chat GPT, which I don't know much about other than it's a bit worrying when we asked them to write a tweet in my style. And they came back with, I'm tired of these PC snowflakes trying to dictate what I can and can't say. Freedom of speech is under attack. #wake up, which was pretty damn accurate. So I interviewed Professor Stephen Hawking before he died, last TV interview he ever gave. An amazing day with him up in Cambridge. I said, what's the biggest threat to mankind? He said, when AI learns to self-design, that's it. Are we getting anywhere near now?
I mean, it certainly feels like we are approaching it, and this would just be the latest iteration of us unleashing forces that we have no idea the consequences, what those
consequences are. Should we be unleashing them?
I have some serious doubts about whether we should be unleashing them, at least in the sort of uncontrolled fashion that we're seeing right now. I'm not sure the government is capable of controlling any of this sort of stuff. The thing, honestly, that I'm most worried about is when you combine the rise of internet pornography with the rise of ChatGPT, which is going to, I think, play on the emotions of people using the internet. I mean, we could be one generation away from human extinction at this point. I mean, if you look at the actual rates of propagation in the West and you look at the rates of dating and the rates of marriage, like all that stuff is taking a mass dive. And yeah, I'm pretty worried about that.
So apart from the imminent end of the entire planet, Ben Shapiro, is there anything positive you can give us?
Well, I mean, the good news is that...
When you think about the world, what do you feel good about?
My good news is twofold. One is that the era of Anglo-American dominance is not yet over. Right? What we're seeing in Ukraine is actually rather heartening because it suggests that the post-World War II system is not yet dead, so that's a good thing. And the other thing that I think that is good is that I root for reality. Reality always wins. And so all of these kind of forces that we've unleashed, they are running up directly against the rocks of reality, and there will be consequences.
Do you feel the woke worm is turning? Because I do. Yeah. I feel that the backlash against wokery is now real, and people have basically now said enough.
I think that's right, and I think what's even more heartening is that the people who are pushing it don't realize that yet.
Right.
So they're going to continue to push right into the teeth of the resistance, and when the jaws clamp shut, it's going to get very ugly for them, I think.
You've made a business now which is generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. Extraordinary story, really. Probably all down to the way you tuned me up on CNN all those years ago. But things have worked out quite well for me too, so happy days for both of us. But it's an amazing business. Why do you think you've resonated so hugely, not just in America, but around the world?
Again, I think that the central brand, which is that we are very honest about where we are coming from. So we're honest about our own political biases, but we're also trying to be as factual as humanly possible. And we do provide a wide variety of views. I mean, all of our hosts disagree with one another. Candace disagrees with me, disagrees with Matt, disagrees with Jordan.
I think that's the power of your brand. I really do. I think it's what I try to inspire to be myself. You've got to be fair-minded about it. right?
I mean, hopefully, if you're opening up that conversation, then people are going to learn more than they came in with.
I think today they will. Ben Shapiro, great to see you.
Great to see you.
All the best.